Great Monday morning, you all. How are you all doing? Happy Monday. This is your girl, Shan. Like I say every week, I hope and pray that you all had an amazing weekend, or at least you got you some rest in. Or for those of you in the state of Texas, you done went to the Texas State Fair, honey. I still need to experience that, but that's another situation. Anywho, starting off with the church announcements. Join us tonight for Marriage Mondays with the Kings as we wrap up our series, Family Ain't Family Anymore. And so tonight we're going to actually move forward, and that's the name of tonight's show. Question being is, how can you move forward from family dysfunction and trauma? And so good morning, sunshine. And so this is the thing. A lot of people, I'm sure, is like, I don't want to hear anything that's negative when it comes to families and my family this and my family's the best. That is not what the series was about. The series was basically about helping families to identify, and us as individuals, things that we do not want to pass down to our next generation, or helping to identify things that could bring us back closer together as families. Good morning, beautiful. And so tonight we are going to wrap up that series. Moving forward, how can you move forward? You know, how can you continue to be family? All the things. How can you stop it from going to your next generation? So join us at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM, The Rock. Go to mykrgn.com if you have Wi-Fi and you want to listen all around the world, honey. And if you want to watch the show tonight, go to Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube channel. Now, let me go ahead and get into this morning. Oh, my God. Y'all just forgive me. That's all I can say in advance. But we really need to get our stuff together, okay? So, as we know, and not trying to make this a sad situation, but there are a lot of people who have been passing away just left and right. You know, to some point, sometimes we're not even really in shock anymore. We like, what? But this is what I want to talk about. And this is going to hit kind of all facets. This is a question I'm going to ask y'all. I want to know what y'all think. Aren't you all getting tired of seeing people fight over things? Good morning, beautiful. Over things that are left behind, or people are not even cold. You know what I'm saying? Their body ain't even cold. And mugs is sitting up here fighting over their possessions. Like, I don't get it. So what I want to encourage people to do on this morning, and in the description, once y'all go back, or if you're coming in and you like, hey, what this chick talking about on this morning? If you are in a great state of Texas, okay, there is someone that can help exactly with what we are talking about. Matter of fact, Kenya and I need to finish up our paperwork. Let me share with y'all something that I learned, and this is more of a family aspect. Individual, but also family. We need to start preparing. Okay, one of the things that I am seeing that is tearing families apart as well is the fact that people will come together like vultures after someone has passed away and is just trying to get their possessions. Oh, even if you got a lie. Oh, they said this belonged to me. I can have this, whatever the case may be. Something I learned, and I was like, oh my God. So when I came into the military, what I appreciated, and I was thinking about this about the Army, is that at that time, we had this whole day that was dedicated to getting your affairs in order. Whether you need wills, whether you needed, I'm trying to think, I can't think of all the things right now. But basically, it was getting your affairs in order. You know, power of attorneys, wills, different things like that. Who would you lead to this, you know, and stuff. Your insurance, beneficiaries, all of that. Can we please get to that, okay? Because not that we're sitting up here ultimately speaking death into existence when it comes to our life, but I'm so sick and tired of seeing people fight over somebody else's possession. I don't understand that, okay? How do y'all feel? We've seen families fighting and acting a fool. We've seen people sitting up here lying to try to get. Why? What is the reason for that? So, Kenya and I actually have been talking. We met this young lady last year, Miss Barber, and she is right around the Dallas area. I want to say located a little south of Dallas, and she helps with wills, trust, and all those things. She's an attorney. Okay, a lot of people have reached out to us for this information. So what I did is I tried to, be smart, and I put it in the description. All you have to do is hit on it and it'll take you straight to her website. Let us start preparing now. Okay. Let me talk about this before I really get into the feelings of this and what makes me mad about this situation. So what I learned was, when I was in the Army, like I was bringing it up, all you needed was a will. If something happened to you, then somebody could go and get your will. An attorney can read your will, whatever the case may be. And people knew your wishes and what you wanted to happen. And so then I found out by speaking to one of the mothers probably a couple of years back when her husband passed away. Listen to this, y'all. Her husband came, or boyfriend at the time, whatever, asked her dad for a hand in marriage. Now, this is what I didn't know. I've been learning this over the few years. Asked for her dad's hand in marriage. She was something like 18 years old. She went from her daddy's house to her husband's house. Husband took really good care of her, okay? We know these people personally, took really good care of her. And when the time came, listen to this, everything was in both of their names. The homes, the vehicles, the policies, all the things was in both of their names. And they have been married for rounding up almost 50 years. When he passed away, do you know their stuff went into probate? So this is what I want people to understand on this morning. I'm trying to be educational as possible. Your stuff will go into probate if you have any type of assets. What that means is after a year, if things are not settled through probate, your stuff is no longer yours. Okay? I'm trying to explain this the best way that I can. I am not a professional. But that house can be lost. Them vehicles speak to the state. Okay, so everything you work for, this is what I'm saying. It is time to take care of our business. It's time to take care of our stuff. If you do not have a trust with your will, then your stuff could be gone. Okay, I need us to know this. So it's no longer like back in the day with grandmama and big mama Medea and them, where you could just write out on a piece of paper, you could sign it and say, I want this to go here, there, and the other. No, because guess what? The state in which you live in could potentially end up with your stuff as well if your affairs are not in order. Okay, we have 5 children. We do not want our children fighting over no thing. You hear me? This is where I want to encourage the parents on this morning, especially if you still got little children. Raise your children up to where they can be self-sufficient and sustain themselves. All right? Like our sons, look, and we understand the economy is unstable. We know the government shutdown is looming. I don't understand what is going on with those people. You got a whole year to make sure we don't have a government shutdown, but that's another lie. Anywho, raise up your children. I don't care. That rule of, kick them out the house when they turn 18 years old. Let me tell you something, especially black people. We don't go by that rule no more. Okay? It is cool if you want to spoil your kids and, I want my kids to have everything I didn't have and all this other kind of stuff. You raise your kids how you want to, but let me tell you this right here. The Kings don't raise our kids like that. Our kids didn't have the latest Jordans. Look, shout out to Jordan. He did his thing, but baby, I'm not investing like that, okay? We invested in their education. If they wanted to play sports, okay, that was extracurricular. That was not your, we're going to hope you make it to the NFL, NBA one day, and we investing and putting all this money into you, and guess what? By the time you get in 11th grade, you don't even want to play the sport no more as a kid. Or we're living vicariously through you because we thought we was going to make it to the WNBA, and we don't. We need to think about how we're raising our children, okay? It needs to be some self-sustaining. One of the conversations that I have with my children is, listen, what would make mommy proud is to see you. When my babies walk across the stage, when they done walked across and got their high school, baby, we celebrating that thing like, what? When you done walked across the stage and you done got your college degree, I try to contain myself, but tears be rolling down my face, and I am overjoyed because you're meeting an accomplishment that's going to help sustain you. We do not put a lot of money into our children's clothes, shoes. I don't give a John Brown if you sit up here and try to talk about the Kings, baby. They got no, because guess what? Unless they can eat them Jordans, unless they can eat it, no, the devil is a liar. I want, while I am living and breathing, to make sure that you can sustain yourself. Even with our daughters now, our home is always open. If our children ever needs to come back home, let that be told. But even with my baby girl, I didn't share it with you. So what you say? You want this degree? You want this certification? Let's go get it. I want our children to be well diverse. Why? Because they will not. And y'all better show them this video, God forbid the day come anytime soon. Sitting up, fighting over material possessions. It is not going to happen. Let me share with y'all something else that I learned, okay? That when you can have your stuff set up. We haven't met with our lawyer yet. But we do got the paperwork which you plan on trying to fill out and get completed sooner than later. But you can have it to where your children, your assets and all that stuff is set up like a board, okay, with your trust. And guess what? They are board members of it, okay? And they would have to come together and vote of, are we going to sell this property? Are we going to sell this house? Are we going to add on? Who going to be staying here? How long this certain sibling going to be staying here? Are we just going to meet up for certain events? You can have it set up like that. All right. That's what me and my husband are looking at doing. And even having a non-biased party that if they vote, because you know we got 4 children living in the United States, if they vote and it's an even tie, then this person can come in, they can hear both sides, and then they ain't got no dog in the fight. You see what I'm saying? They could say, I'm voting in the best interest of boom, boom, boom. Let's work smarter, not harder to set this up. A lot of us, especially us brown people, but a lot of us, I'm not just coming for us, I'm just keeping it a buck. A lot of us don't know if we get sick, where we gonna be. Are we having conversation with our children? Hey, I don't mean to be a burden on you when I get older, but can I live with you? We are not having those conversations. We're just assuming, and you already know what they say about assumptions, okay? Let's not make an assumption, insert the word, of ourselves because we refuse to have the conversation. Do you plan on going to a retirement facility? Do you plan on going to a nursing facility? And it's funny because people will set up families, and not all families, because I just met a beautiful family. Oh my God, I'm not even going to talk about that. I might start crying. However, most families, especially children, because parents, you haven't had the conversation with them. They sitting up here, a lot of them, especially if you wasn't a good parent, let's keep it a buck, but don't nobody want to talk about that, okay? You want somebody to take care of you, but you treated everybody like a hot ghetto mess, okay? Anywho, but they sit up here like, nah, they ain't coming to stay with me. I'm not gonna be the one paying for their retirement or whatever. Do you have coins set up? How do you know? Oh, Social Security gonna take care of it, baby. Let me tell you something that I do know. We paying into Social Security, but it ain't no guarantee that we gonna get some Social Security. All right? They done already said that. And then look. And then I don't know if y'all know how Social Security work. People can sit up and lie if they want to, baby. Social Security is almost like paying it forward. It's coming out of these kids' check. Okay? We paying it forward for the elderly. They try to, don't nobody want to tell you the truth. Oh, no, Shannon, that ain't how it works. Send me something to teach me something different. I'm going off of what I heard from people who work in the offices, okay? So these kids that are working, not working, are the ones that's supposed to be sewing into our Social Security like we sold into our elder Social Security. So I say that to say, no knock on these young adults, because, baby, I don't blame them in a lot of regards. We might not have no Social Security, so with that being said, how you gonna make sure that your living arrangements when you get older is taken care of? This is the very thing that has turned apart families. People don't want to come together to help take care of that family member, but baby, they will line up like vultures to try to get anything that they can get that was left behind, even if that person had barely 2 pennies to rub together. It is time for us, while we are living in our right mind, to get our affairs together. Get our stuff together now. Yes, your kids may be little. My kids, we got 4 grown adults and we got 1 that's under the age of 18. We have these types of conversations, okay? Where is the coins going to come from to take care of you? Because what you don't want to do is be a burden to your children when they're launched out, when they're trying to build their family and all this other kind of stuff. This is one of the biggest stresses of our generation currently right now. Because right now, you got people who are our age, 9 times out of 10, I'm 45 years old, but our age, who are launching their children. That's depending on when they started the family. Y'all know, I got pregnant 17, had my first child at 18, or whatever. So they're launching children, and they trying to get them set up and get them out on their own. But oh, wow, they got elderly parents who their health is not the best for them to take care of. Now, getting your stuff together, let's talk about this health. Get your stuff together, okay? Because it is very unfair for individuals to YOLO. You only live once. You know the doctor's telling you that your sugar is high, your blood pressure is high, people are having strokes and massive heart attacks, and you get the surgery, you get whatever you need, and go back to doing exactly what you were doing. You are minimizing your life, okay? It will not hurt you to get up off your hind parts and go walk at least a mile, at least 30 minutes a day. Even if you got to walk on your street in your neighborhood, hit the block and come back, you are doing something. Cutting down on them greasy foods. You don't need a steak every time you go out to eat. You don't need fried food every time you go out to eat. And then we sit up and get mad because people are not taking care of us because we didn't take care of ourselves. It is irritating me. I'm telling you, I get to the point I don't even want to participate in the foolery. You heard me? So I'm going to give a good example. Having a conversation with my grandma before she passed away, you know, all the way up until the day that she couldn't even talk no more, when her mom was going in and out. And grandma would always say, baby, I want y'all, when y'all come down, to come get this. When y'all come, every time we came to the house, grandma was trying to give us some of her belongings. And of course, we didn't want to accept it because who want to face the fact that grandma is really passing, even though we know that it's inevitable? But one of the things she told me on the phone, she said, baby, I got this sign. You know the sign? Because I remember we was talking about this sign when I was a little kid. I used to always see it in my grandparents' home. And it says, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Again, use it up. So use up what you got, wear out what you got. Good morning, beautiful. Make it do, make what you got, make it stretch, make it do what it do, or do without. Go without. You don't need everything your heart's desiring. Be content with what you have. So me and grandma was talking about that, and she told me, she said, baby, when it's grandma's time, that sign is in the kitchen. I want you to come and get it. And my auntie heard, you know, the conversation because of dexterity in hand. She always had her phone, speakerphone on loud or whatever and stuff. So I didn't ask for, my grandma have some amazing things. And I'm a person that, when it comes to things, I don't need material things of people. The memories is what do me good. Spending time with people, taking pictures and stuff like that. But I'm very sentimental. I still have gifts that people have given me from years ago in my home. It made it through the house fire. Guess what? We got it. But see, this is what people do. You don't like dealing with people. You can't stand people. But soon as somebody is plucked away from this earth like a precious flower, then you the first one to me. Well, they said I could have this. And you getting an attitude with people. Are you serious? Good morning, honey. I ain't seen you in a minute, boo. All right. Welcome, honey. Anyway, but that's what's making me mad. It's time for us, amongst the living, to get our stuff in order. Okay? We should be able to handle our affairs and handle our business to where we don't have people, number one, coming out the wood. I wish it. Y'all, woo, my pressure's elevating talking about this subject. I wish a joker would come out the woodwork and try to tell my husband or tell one of my children when God had called me from this earth that Shan said I could have A, B, C, D, and E, because I'm here to tell y'all what I speak. Play this at my funeral. You heard me? They a lie and the truth ain't in them. They a lie from the pits of hell because my husband know, my kids know. So don't be trying to show, oh, Shan said when she was wearing these earrings that I could have that. Oh, Shan said, no, the John Brown, I didn't. And please let me keep it godly on this morning. Get your affairs in order. Okay? Write down, have conversations in the open. Don't just have conversations with one person. Have conversations amongst all your children. People come together for Thanksgiving. You know, I'm going to tell you what I told my oldest son and daughter-in-law when they came here for the 4th of July. I said, let me tell y'all something right here. Let me tell y'all something. Because, see, I'm going to be real. A lot of y'all, I know, in one way or the other, some of y'all just stumbled across Marriage Mondays with the King's page, and you stumbled across me doing a live video. But I was talking to them in the living room. My husband was in the kitchen. He was cooking breakfast or something. I don't know. That man was cooking something. And so I said, let me tell y'all something right here. I don't know why this was set in my spirit, and I ain't speaking no death over my husband. But I said, let me tell y'all something right here. I said, the both of y'all, because like I said, we got an older daughter in Germany, but you know, she was raised German the whole nine, don't really know the structure in the United States. But these two, y'all my oldest two children, okay? My son and my daughter-in-law. I said, let me tell y'all something right here. That man over there, I said, let something happen when God is his time and something happened to that man, everybody and their mama gonna be trying to show up at this house. I said, everybody ain't welcome. I told him straight up, everybody ain't welcome. Okay? Because y'all know how people, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but y'all know how when people wasn't really cutting for y'all. They didn't even like you. They didn't like your spirit. They didn't like how God was blessing you. They didn't like how you went through struggles in your life. Come on, somebody. And God said, don't worry, because you was keeping the faith and saying, God, this test is hard. God, I don't know if I can make it. God, I just want to give up. And God say, you hold the faith, my daughter. You hold the faith, my son. You believe and trust in me, and I'm going to help see you through. See, people didn't like you. They didn't like you. Oh, she was a teenage mom. Oh, no, she going to end up on welfare. Do you know how many negative things were spoken over my life? Oh, because I ended up as a teenage mom. But guess what? I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm going to tell you something you don't want to hear. Because I had someone in my corner. I remember my papa. He said, you keep your head up, baby. And because I went to the military, because I was trying to take him a child. Y'all know the story. I ended up meeting my husband, okay, halfway around the world in Europe. I ended up meeting my husband. We coming up on 25 years of marriage. You can't tell me when people try to minimize you to what they want, you're going to be a failure. You're not going to succeed. Baby, nobody ever thought that Shan was going to be having degrees, okay? Nobody ever thought that Shan was going to be a business owner. Nobody ever thought, I didn't even think, that I would be a radio personality, sitting up here encouraging people, a counselor, and all this other kind of stuff. Why? Because they tried to minimize me to that teenager who got pregnant when I was 17 years old. But God. So when I say, just like everybody shouldn't be welcome in your house, because I'm telling y'all, if your spirit ain't right, you ain't going to even know where the king stay. No, you won't. You are not welcome up in RCRIB. Okay? So when I was talking to when that time comes, because that's when everybody want to come, they want to act like they super close. Let's act like we super close among life. Not after death. You want to set up here and you cry. Listen, if I could be a ghost, I would tap you on your shoulder and say, cut that out. You know you didn't even like me. Why you playing? Tap, tap, tap. Why you even trying to ring my doorbell? You know you ain't even care for me. You treated me like trash when I was living. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. A lot of people treat people like trash, but they sure want your treasure. Woo! That'll preach, pastors. That's a free word right there. There you go. People treat you like trash, but they want your treasure. But what I want to encourage you on this morning is get your affairs in order. Okay? Nobody want to talk about death. I get it. Me and my husband had this conversation. Your wills, make sure your wills are up to date. Get a trust. If you guys, especially get a trust, okay? Make sure that you don't work hard for things, and the things that you work hard for, somebody else gets. Okay? That you didn't even want to have. I am so tired of seeing lying individuals trying to act like, when we know what the real story is, that you were super close, and you know doggone good and well you were not. Get our affairs in order, baby. I'm telling you, our will and trust paperwork is sitting right here on the desk in the office. How you doing, man of God? Right here on the desk in the office. This show is, we about to go ahead and fill that thing out. We about to go ahead and hit I-35 and go see our lawyer. So for those who've been contacting us, you just coming in, you in the state of Texas, if you don't have a will, if you don't have a trust, if you have assets, if you worked hard, you know, because people would automatically think when something happened to me, or God forbid something happened to me and my husband, our stuff automatically go to our kids. How many family members that you ain't talked to in a month of Sundays showing they dusty behind up and sitting up here crying and whatever the case may be? A lot of us in the military, our military family is closer than our actual blood family. You closer than you would rather leave some stuff to your military family who showed up. You know what I'm saying? Get it in order. We can't do what our country ancestors used to do back in the day, write it down on the notebook paper and sign it and stamp it with a piercing of blood. Go and see you a lawyer and get your stuff in order. And if you need to update it, because our stuff is outdated. Our will that we have, baby, is from when we was in the military. Mr. King retired 13 years ago. So we got to get that stuff updated. It would think, I've seen this, and I'm going to let y'all go. Boy, I'm telling y'all, my pressure up on this morning thinking about this subject, because I cannot believe the nerve and the gall of people there was a spouse, husband and wife, right? One of the spouse died. Why was the people trying to show up like this person didn't have a spouse that everything would go to? People are vicious out here in these streets, and it makes me mad. So what God had put on my heart this morning is to encourage y'all to get y'all's stuff in order. Get your affairs in order. Have these conversations, you know what I'm saying, with your family. Have these conversations when everybody come together. This is a family meeting. Sit down, okay? Because guess what? The older folks, I consider myself as an old soul. We're not having these conversations. And then you sitting up here wondering why people sitting up here fighting over your coffin like it's the Bloods and the Crips or the Republicans versus the Democrats. Get your mess in order. People should know before you take your last breath what your wishes is. I talk to my best friend all the time. And you know how that meme say this? We be clowning. We say that, bestie, sissy, I need you to be sitting right beside your brother and see which one of these heifers gonna be trying to tap on his shoulder. Tell me, hey, Mr. King, I'm here for you. I'll cook you whatever you need. I said, you handle that. Handle that. Like that. And we just bust out laughing. But it's real. People will show up. Baby, if your husband is a good man and he's good to you, you don't think some slimy heifer ain't gonna try to show up? Y'all just pray for your sis. Okay? Sir, you got a good thing. God has blessed you with an amazing wife and favor. You don't think some little sneaky slithering ain't gonna try to show up? Yes, they will. Get your affairs, have that conversation. Get your affairs in order. People be trying to get mad at people because a husband and wife might have had a conversation and say, you know, if something happened to me, I want you to be happy. So I give you my permission to remarry. Well, they're going to do what they want to do anyway because you ain't here no more. So I'm just saying. But I give you my permission to remarry and be happy. Okay? Move on with your life and be happy. Do you know it be friends and family? You moved on to quit. Why you with her? Oh, she must want you for everything that my sister, cousin, best friend work for. No. Have these uncomfortable conversations. Okay, that's what I'm encouraging y'all to do. And again, if you're in the state of Texas, hit the link that's in the description. It'll take you straight to that young lady, baby. We're going to drive 2.5 hours to go see, because I want whoever's going to do our stuff to do it right. And we met this lady last year. And then my husband reached out to her and was like, look, we ready to start tightening up our affairs. She's going to email you a checklist of stuff you got to fill out. Fill it out, get it back to her, and get your stuff locked in. Because you don't want your stuff to turn over to the state. You don't. I'm telling you. Especially when you work too hard. So y'all join us tonight as we finish up this series, Family Ain't Family Anymore. We're going to be speaking about tonight from the topic moving forward. How do I move forward from family dysfunction and family trauma? How do I move forward? Okay. So if you want to watch the show tonight, that's in the description as well, or should be. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, Marriage Mondays with the Kings. All right. Hit that up in there. Yes, sir. Father still count. Oh, yeah, that's a good one, sir. Oh, that's one of our fellow radio personalities from Kingdom Revelation Gospel Network, Mr. Emerson. But anywho, shout out. He does amazing work like we do amazing work for God. But join us tonight. Local, 98.5 FM. If you want to listen internationally, you got you some Wi-Fi, honey. mykrgn.com, okay? Join us tonight as we finish out this series. Listen, I hope this blessed your soul on this morning. It's time to get to work so we can stop people from fighting over our assets that we've worked so hard for and God allowed us to be blessed for, and it can go to where our hearts desire, okay? Because people are whole vultures into 2023 and it's going to get worse. So y'all have a blessed week. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing this week and not a curse. And your girl Shan, I will be back with y'all next Monday with whatever it is that God places on my heart. Unless it's actually a holiday, but I'll let y'all know. So God bless you. Join us tonight, and blessings to you.